Today we're going to bounce over to ELIXIR Spirits in Spring Hill, capably owned and operated by Tarak. Let me go ahead and get control of this video. It's kind of...
So wait, we got to pause this. So once again, don't let the front of the store deceive you. Similar to Tottie's in Bardstown. If you saw this, you probably would be like, not sure I'm going to want to go in there.
Yeah, I wasn't even... I mean, I knew I was going to go in.
I was like, is this the right place? Are we sure this is the right place?
I didn't know we were going to find what we were looking for.
But once again, when you go inside, they had quite the selection.
Yeah, they did. I'm going to go ahead and bump the video. Can we get the video going, guys? All right.
Hurry up over there.
All right, here we go. I slowed the speed down on these so we can kind of take a look as we move through.
You can get your tobacco there, too.
All right, let's see. We're starting off with some, I think that's Mattingly right here, the blue stuff right here on the top shelf.
I do not know the answer
You don't
to that.
see that all that often. And then you
got
a
of pinhook.
lot of pinhook as I slide down there to see the pinhook. By the way, Tarak was like, hell yeah, you can go ahead and film in here. I don't care. So that was really cool. We're not doing this surreptitiously.
You don't usually find that many different versions of pinhook.
Yeah, I've seen orange, yellow, fuchsia, and gold. I have not seen blue and silver, I don't think. Pinhook's good. It's kind of, it's not offensive or stand outish, but it's solid. Looks like they're asking $50. $75 for some of the older stuff. I don't know, man. 110 proof on that.
I didn't realize until they're all right there that they have different horses on them.
Yeah, that's the
I
deal.
didn't realize that.
Wait, what's this? Oh, it's Barrell rum right there.
Look at this.
Now here's the
now
barrel
this is a hit.
So behind us is that rum. Then they've got one of those New Year's, which me and Cuz still have one that we picked up in Destin that was delicious. And then I think he tried to push me, the light blue one and then the one next to it that's like got a red top and then the parchment bottom. Those two are ELIXIR picks. And he was trying to kind of push me on the blue one, but I ended up picking the red one because he said some things that piqued my interest about it. He said that I would see naked girls and that my hair would turn lighter.
Yellow.
There's some more barrels. What's that? Batch 31. That Vantage is delicious. By the way, you can see my reflection in the bottle. That's pretty cool. There were so many bourbons that I was interested in here that I didn't even process it. This orange one over here on the left, like why the hell did I not look at that?
I don't know.
That looks like
I think you were a little overwhelmed. There was a lot.
There was a lot going on there, dude. I kind of felt overwhelmed for sure. That Vantage, though, we had that a couple weeks. We had that at our derby party. It was tasty as hell, man. Man, that private release. I wish I would have taken a closer look at that. I love barrel stuff. That's what they are, mixers. They're an MGP type group where they're mixing a lot of different bourbons. But I think they're the best mixers on the market. Blenders is the word they would use.
Well, I don't know. Bardstown does a really good job of that.
Well, they do some of their own shit now.
Well, it's taken a long time for that. These guys are pretty new on the market, aren't they?
What, Barrell?
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So you got Dovetail on the end. I'm sorry, Dovetail on the dark blue, light blue. Then you've got the Seagrass there on the end. Then you've got Batch 32 in the black with the parchment bottom. Then you've got a rye, which I'm not interested in his ryes, or anybody's ryes, really. So I ended up picking this red one that's right in the middle of the screen.
Oh, there's your Penelope.
Going back to the Penelope, I don't know if I'm drunk already when I'm running this camera.
It's okay.
Lucky 7, just not interested in that. I don't know, what, $75 for that? I don't think so. I would need somebody to tell me like what.
Why it's worth that.
It looks like there's a 14-year right there for a hundo, but like, I mean, if I peed in a cup and it sat 14 years, it's technically 14 years old. I mean, I wouldn't
sounds delicious.
Wouldn't want you to pay for it. Now, there's a secret weapon right there, the Pursuit United right there in the middle of the screen. We love that bourbon.
That's good.
Out of Louisville, that's another blended bourbon right there. Those guys doing a tremendous job with that stuff. That's one that we love drinking. I bet Cuz would have picked up that barrel strength Penelope if he saw it. Got a few more here. Healing Station there at the bottom, which is one that's out of Memphis.
We have one of those.
We have a black bottle. It's tasty. I liked it a lot. I thought it was more complex than I thought it would be. Blue Note, what's left of it. You can't ever find the Blue Note 9s anymore. It's always got to be juke joint of some kind. I hear a lot of good things about the Nashville barrel stuff. A lot of the bunker people that live up in Nashville where that stuff's ubiquitous say that it's really, really good up there. So
We tried the 3-chord when we were in Louisville.
we tried the regular and
I wasn't
the red
really impressed. I mean, it was fine.
Same.
It wasn't something I would write home about.
I was disappointed. You know,
Yeah.
that's the one that's owned by Pat Benatar and her husband.
And that's why I was
Neil.
like, okay, let's try this little family business.
Yeah, it's a little family business. But
And I wasn't that impressed.
and I wanted to. I wanted to love it.
I did too.
Belle Mead's another one that we don't drink.
Not a Belle Mead fan. I remember that's when we were told that we went to Chuck's Fish, and they just opened here in town, and he was like, well, we have some bourbon. I said, well, tell me what you have. We have this amazing thing called Belle Mead, and I was like,
Amazing. According
no,
to the guy
not
who's
so
at Belle Mead,
much.
maybe?
Yeah, not so much.
That Starlight Carl T. Huber's, we have some of that, and it's tasty. We've been happy with our Starlights.
Yeah, but they are not from Kentucky.
They are Indiana, yeah. And you've been up there to Huber's back when you were younger, right?
I have.
New Riff, me and Johnny tanked like a little bottle of that last summer. It was okay, I guess. I don't know the problem with it. Heaven's Door, a lot of people kind of hustle about that. That's the one that Bob Dylan started. I
haven't had that.
And Old Elk, you know, Cuz is big on Old Elk. He's got several versions of that, and we always like it. Raven says, anyone had that Whistle Pig piggyback? Actually, we had that at our bourbon, the Montgomery Bunker Bourbon event, which is about a year and a half ago. Piggyback was one of the ones we had.
The next one that we have, you'll have to be there, buddy.
Yeah, Raven has to come, and
That's
then we'll
right.
have a Whistle Pig product for him to
Yes.
taste. Kanuman says it's delicious. I'm not a rye guy, but yeah. I mean, if you're liking for rye.
Oh, look at that Russell's there.
Well, yeah, Russell's is always
That's
a solid
lot.
choice. Plus, there's the Bullet
Rare
Bourbon
breed.
that we said looked a whole lot like this bottle,
It
and I mean,
does.
that's the truth.
It does, but definitely the embellishments are different.
Listen, man, if you're just going to have to go, if you don't know what you're
Rare breed.
doing,
You're going to say rare breed.
yeah, I am. If you don't know what you're doing, you're new to bourbon or whatever, and you're thinking, hey, man, I want to go to my ABC and pick up something that's fucking solid that even like a bourbon junkie would be impressed with, Rare breed. Rare breed
good
is
stuff.
always good. And Russell's Reserve 10-year is always good. These two are great. Runner24 says, how many bourbons do you have in your liquor cabinet on average?
Which liquor cabinet?
We've got
Unfortunately, we have
4 in our house. I think we have 4 at our house.
we have multiple locations for bourbon.
Well, cousin
But
only
we
has 2.
actually had this discussion not long ago about what would happen if you couldn't buy any more bourbon. How long would it last? Remember when we had that discussion?
And I calculated it to
And
be
no,
something.
it was like how many we could have a week.
I think it was a year and a half. We wouldn't
Yeah.
went out for a year and a half if we drank like a bottle a week.
But that's a
which
lot. A
is
bottle a week.
That's a lot.
Is a lot.
Although I just tanked out like 8 ounces last night, Maddie, and you were like, I had to tap into your vodka. It's terrible. True that. Cuz says he likes Whistle Pig. He likes bourbons better than rye because he's a man of class and dignity. But he says Whistle Pig is really good. As far as what Runner24 is asking, I would say how many bourbons we have in our liquor cabinet on average. I would say all of them together, we probably have
70,
75 is what I would say.
75, something like that.
And Cuz has the biggest bourbon cabinet you've ever seen. It's like literally 6 feet tall. And
What's really sad, if you come to our house, particularly females in general, they're like, they know to bring their own stuff because we have bourbon and bourbon. I do usually have 1 bottle of Cathead vodka. I may have a little bit of Bacardi.
we got a little rum.
And then,
too.
Casamigos, I got to have that for my, best friend George Clooney.
This is up on the. This
there's
is
a
getting
Nulu.
above my head here. Yeah, the Nulu Blue looks pretty
blue.
damn good, but $95 for that. It's in some special finish, and I don't remember what it was. So
I should have seen that. Well, probably.
Would you have
grabbed
snatched that? Really?
Even though it's usually hot.
Me and Cuz are always seeing this blue run, and like we never know what to think of it. It's expensive
Yeah.
as fuck, and like I don't know.
There's multiple bottles with the butterflies on it, and I'm wondering if that's to try to appease
Girls,
girls more.
I was gonna say a different word,
Yeah.
but it's cool.
You were gonna say bitches.
I was gonna say that, yeah. But I'm doing better, man. We're appealing to a wider audience here.
Yeah, we're
Heaven's
appealing to all
Door.
12 people.
Heaven's Door 10.
Jay, we have dozens on.
Guys, we have
I
27,000.
know. I said 27,000.
We've got Calumet 14, Calumet 15. We have a bunker member,
okay.
an esteemed and loved bunker member who's involved with the Calumet. So I would never say
okay.
anything bad about Calumet. But
Do they even make that old bottle they used to anymore?
what's the old bottle?
The rounded bottle of Calumet. It kind of looks
Oh,
like
no,
that.
I think they've switched
I don't think
to
I've seen that.
this wine
That's
bottle
probably a
company.
COVID problem.
They are. That is associated with Calumet Farm, like by name. You have to pay for that. And Calumet Farm was a great horse racing stable once upon a time. It's fallen on hard times these days. Every now and then, I think they ran in the Derby a year ago.
Oh, looky up there.
Now look up there, guys. That's a lot.
That's a lot of 4-gate.
That's a lot of 4-gate. Wow. I ended up picking the Andalusia 2, which is one of the ones on the right there. A lot of these were rye. And I'm not into rye as much, but I asked him for his favorite of the wheateds up there.
And wait, before you hit play, freeze. Up there in the upper left-hand corner, the box that has the 4 on it. Y'all know what box that is?
What is it?
It's a William LaRue Weller case.
I didn't even ask. Like,
Those I think are empty, but I mean, I've never seen a case with that on it.
I would like to have. I've had one pull of that. They had it at La Jolla like 2 years ago. Me and Johnny hit that. I think cuz I ended up drinking something different. Because they just got their allocation. They had a bunch of incredible shit there. Anyway, 4-gate, I'm a big fan of it. It is a complex and delicious bourbon. What happened to me, though, was I went over there and one of those days you were watching Real Housewives and didn't want to get up and drink. You know, that's failing yourself. And I drank the 4-gate, and me and Cuz liked it a lot. And then we drank something else that we liked even more. I think it was that Peerless. So 4-gate kind of got headlined right there. But I'm always behind 4-gate. Also, they're sneaking in that little plastic bag over there as a dovetail. That's like a 15-year dovetail right there, which is a badass bottle. I'd love to have a taste of that. But he's going to probably charge $400 or $500 for that bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that as much. I don't really want to pay that. Well, we got an old medley there. That's some old school. What do we got here? Little Blue Note Crossroads. It's okay, I guess. I sure do miss that 9-year Blue Note that was so ubiquitous like 3 years ago. They ran out. Unfortunately, I got warned about that by our friend Justin.
I remember that.
He said, they're going to run out soon. If you like it, you better stock up. So we've got 4 bottles of it, but it's gone now.
Hold on, I got a fun fact for the viewers.
Okay.
At this liquor store, they had sampling available. It wasn't available when we were there. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he didn't have enough in stock or whatever at the moment, but they did have a lot of like drinking.
Half used.
Yeah, there you go. Half full bottles of bourbon, whiskey, vodka, whatever, and you can sample it. They had sample cups. But, yeah.
He didn't want us to show that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was a little messy, I guess.
Just because there was a bunch of different stuff altogether, but you know.
But you can look at this array. You know this dude's, he knows what time it is.
Yeah.
You know?
And when he goes hard. Like he's gonna buy plenty of it.
Yeah. Another secretly good one here is the Baker's.
Yes, Baker's is good.
Always good. That is a Jim Beam product, so it's got that peanutty taste, but it's not as bad.
It's also got that super heavy top.
Corey W. says we definitely need to run the Cat 5 cable. We must be having some stuttering issues. We can probably do that in time for the next show. I worked on getting Maddie up for her stream this week, so next week we'll work on something else. Bo is great. Says, will there be any talk of Coors Light?
Oh, no,
well,
not
that's because
Coors
I said
Light.
on the bunker that why are we worried about Bud Light? You know, everybody's mad about Bud Light right now. I said Coors Light's better anyway.
It is true.
You would agree with that, right?
Yes.
I mean, everybody knows that. Banquet beer's good. I mean, for what it is, if you like bananas. It just happens. Okay, Baker's is like, again, kind of like the rare breed. If you don't know what you're doing and you want to buy a decent bourbon, Baker's is always a solid choice. It's a 7 to 8 year product.
Good times.
I've had Baker's 13, I think it was, in Tulsa. I was really fired up about it. Moving on down the line here, Belle Meade doesn't do anything for me at all. We've already looked at a lot of that. A little Dickel, a little more Blue Run that I'm not going to be buying. And there's the Blue Note we've already looked at. Jack Daniels.
Notice which row that's on. It's near the bottom.
Yeah, it should be in the basement is where it should,
it should be.
Looks like that fighter. Got some people coming after that.
Now these are some things I'd never seen before.
Oh yeah, this is, well, I'm going back to
3 quart,
I think we've
of
already looked at
course.
some of this. You got an Old Soul there, Courtney.
Yep.
The Old Soul, the 109 proof one is actually really good. The blue,
What's
that
that
blue
one
top
next to the
one.
Old Soul? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is
To the
either.
right. Both of them.
Thank you. There's another Calumet small batch. I've not seen that before. I've not seen the Blue 10 either. There's another Blue Run.
Huh. There's a bunch of stuff I'm not familiar with.
That's that Town Creek right there.
There's
from
the High
Lexington.
West that I'm not wild on. Oh, there's the Redemption. There's your High Rye.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one I should have gotten.
The rum cask finish Redemption.
Yes, I should have picked that one up.
Yeah, we should have gotten that one. I wonder what they want for that. It probably wasn't going to be too much.
I did have to take that to the register to ask what it was. The one that we bought.
Oh, okay. Well, they certainly knew, right? Mm-hmm. There's another.
And look at
old dog.
this down here on the right. Look at that shaped bottle down there.
He's
If
trying to
somebody
look like-
wants to sue somebody,
Yeah, it looks like a birthday bourbon.
It
There's
does.
two of them there.
I saw that and I was like, that is not birthday bourbon, but they're trying.
We got 3 old elks in the screen right now. How about that, huh?
There's a lot of chats that are coming in that aren't on your screen.
Oh yeah.
You want to read something out?
All right, we got a question. Are you all going to release a list on the socials of these recommendations for first-time or casual bourbon drinkers?
What's up, GI? How you doing, bro?
That's a good idea.
GI's one of our.
We like to
football-
take suggestions.
He's one of the. He's
Yes.
one of the good guys. We'll put
That's
it
a
that
good
way.
idea.
We probably ought to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably ought to.
And I could definitely do the ones that would be good cocktail mixers. Jay's not much on that.
You don't
but
know this, but you drank with GI. Yeah.
I did.
You have.
Okay.
Like, in theory.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's one of the good guys. Nothing else here really get me too wet except for that. We're going to go look at that Red Bardstown here in just a second. This was Discovery Series 9. I had not seen 9 before. I had only
145.
I'd only seen 8 before. And if you see, it's got Ontario, 15% Ontario bourbon.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's got some Canadian whiskey in there. Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia included on that one. That's why I passed on it, guys. So there you go. That's our haul situation there from ELIXIR Spirits in Spring Hill, Tennessee.